Alright everybody, this is part 2 of the shower build. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the build. Today we're going to start getting into some more of the wall framing done. We'll go ahead on the top of the shower, we'll get that insulated up. And I still don't have the tin cut yet to put it on the interior of the shower, but some of the glue adhesive is now dried down here. I'll show you guys, but well anyway, yeah, I'm excited. It's a new day. Let's go, let's get right into it. Okay, I got my clamps. Just spent overnight holding this board on here. This is basically the door is going to close right here, and I'm going to have a piece of a rubber stripping that's going to act as a waterproof barrier as the door closes. So, you know, if somebody's in there taking a shower, the water's not going to be coming out and dripping out through here. So yeah, I put the industrial adhesive on. That's looking good. I know it's totally dry. We can go ahead and pop these off. So that is going to be, oh yeah, that's just like, it's like literally just permanent part of it. That industrial adhesive is just super strong. So I'll go ahead and put a bead of silicone on the inside. And all this wood trimming, of course, this will be stained and waterproofed a little bit later. So, you know, the pan still, it's not permanently in yet. That's going to be coming later. So right now it'll just be figuring out some of the framing. I already, just a second here, I already have this piece cut. This is going to be just a footer board that is going to basically fit under here like this. You know, something like that, and it'll start to, as you can see, it'll start to box it up, make it look enclosed. And then that'll just be all glued in. I'll go ahead and put a nice stain on that. So there is a gap. I'm gonna have it come up a little bit like this, so the flooring can fit under it. A little bit of a space there, but anyway, it's we'll get to that way later. Of course, flooring will be probably some of the last of it, of the build, but so far coming along, it's starting to actually take shape and look like it's supposed to. So I put some glue, some industrial adhesive back there. You know, things will squeak if you don't put adhesive behind it, especially if you have wood to metal. It'll make a lot of noise driving down the road, and you know, to me that's annoying if it squeaks a lot and rattles. But so I try to quiet it down with as much as I can. So yeah, I can't wait to cut the tin, to get the tin on the back there, and then it'll just come up and it'll just be adhesive to this to these wooden strips, and then across to that one, and then right here, basically this area here, it'll come out. We'll go into cedar slats, tongue and groove slats, that will make up this portion of the wall. This square area right in here will be where the vent fan will be. Of course, there'll be a light somewhere in here on the top, probably not here, it'll be on the side somewhere. I'll go ahead and put some of this aluminum, it's aluminum mat. It's got basically foam material in the middle, and it's got aluminum basically sheeting on both front and back of it. So it'll be a good little vapor barrier and provide a little bit of insulation as well. But so yeah, that's it. It's starting to take shape. Starting to like how it looked. All right, adding some foam to the ceiling here. Each piece, it's pretty simple. Just cut it out. I got some spray glue that basically once it dries, it doesn't off-gas any VOCs, which is what I want. I don't want to create a chemical environment that I'm going to be staying in. So this stuff is pretty good. It dries really fast. Like I said, you know, we're trying to make this as safe as we can. But yeah, this piece will just go ahead and fit in right here. Everything is just glued on. It's pretty simple. Let me go ahead and spray this real quick. All right. So the next thing I'm gonna have to do is run my electrical wire, and I'll just tie it up somewhere over there on the end. We'll go ahead and run the electrical wiring here for the light. And then I'll go ahead and start staining the cedar slats that's going to cover this area here. Get those prepped. That's going to take probably take a day to dry. All right, a little more support for the back here. So you see this thing right here that just sticks out, so there's no way I can lay some cedar slats against that and just glue them to the backing and make it look real nice. It's just not going to be even. And then here's another one. I don't know, it's just for rigidity of the frame and structural integrity, but anyway, we'll go ahead and, so I have to do this to then put the boards on top of this to give me the clearance space to come down over that. So no big deal. It just means we lose about an inch of shower space, but it's gonna work. The tongue and groove boards are super thin and light. They're only 3/8 inch thick. So here they are. They're really light. So, you know, just a little bit of glue on the back, that's just gonna hold like no problem at all. So I'm gonna move these into the house. We'll go ahead and stain this, and probably we'll go ahead and glue another, at least one more here, and that may do it. I may have to put another one here. I'm not sure yet. I have no idea how it's gonna go, but basically I want it to be kind of a smooth line that transitions down, you know, or just at an angle back like that, and then here just be flat on the bottom. But I just don't want it to have a wavy effect, because, you know, tongue and groove boards can be, they don't have to seat flush. You can actually just don't seat them up all the way flush, and then you can angle them out a little bit. But anyway, moving along. All right, here goes the second backing piece. Right there. Nice. Now we'll go ahead and throw up the last piece down here. Got this all cut up. I'll just put that right under there like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the camera here for a second. We're gonna go ahead and start installing the ceiling tongue and groove slats for the shower. This is going to be part 2 of the shower build, episode 3 in total. And I went ahead and I stained these tongue and groove slats. They look really nice. It's a nice waterproof light oak stain, and this is gonna just really add a nice touch to the shower here with the corrugated tin. It's gonna kind of be like a country western style, and I think it's gonna really look well when I'm done here. So besides this, we're gonna run some electric. I'm gonna have one puck light on the top, 12-volt light. I'm gonna have the switch around this area here, and we're gonna have a vent fan on the top left of the shower. And so we just want to make sure before we put all this up, we get some wires pre-ran. And well, I guess that's it. Let's go ahead. Let's just get right to it. So one quick thing I want to mention here before we begin, wires. Wires are extremely important when it comes to electrical work. I'm going to go ahead and go with 14 gauge for the amount of lights that I'm going to be adding on any run of wires from my power system back to the outlets or to the switches. It won't be any more than maybe 4 lights per run, which is going to be nothing for you know, for this wire's basically oversized. My thoughts are, you know, I could have probably went with 16 gauge or even 18 gauge for some of this, no problem. But wires have a few things going on with them that you know, people need to really understand. And one of the main things is temperature. They have a temperature range. So some of these wires, you know, a lot of this stuff, it's just it's made in foreign countries. You don't really know the true ampacity load capacity of it. And so you know, with that in mind, wires have an operating temperature. Many can be about 200 degrees, and then on up, of course. And that just by the quality of the material and the insulation on the wire, those things make a difference. But for me living here in Okinawa, the temperature is easily 100, 110 degrees in the direct sunlight, where the skin of the vehicle can be 170 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So for example, if I had a wire running right next to the skin of the ceiling, like on the inside of the insulation, then before, you know, in the direct sunlight, before I even turn on any lights or power, the temperature operating range of the wire is almost at or exceeding its, you know, its max operating temperature. And that can be a problem. So, you know, once you start putting a load on a wire that's already burning hot, then the load, the ampacity of it, for one, it's going to affect the way electricity flows through the wire when it's already that hot. For two, you know, as you put a load on the wire, that energy flowing through the wire, the electricity, the wire could warm up as well. And that temperature combined with the temperature that the wire is already at, then you could actually exceed the operating temperature of your wire. And then that's when you start getting into the dangers of things catching on fire, things melting. And we certainly don't want that. So later on I'll get into ampacity and amps and, you know, what type of or size fuse we should be using. Once we get to the back of the build and I'm connecting everything to the electrical system, we'll go ahead and we'll discuss those things as well. But anyway, wire is extremely important. You know, just think about, you don't want your wire to be extremely hot, and you don't want your wire to be too small for the load that you're putting on it. Know the ampacity rating of the wire size that you have, and then know the operating temperature or the max temperature that of the wire that you're using. And in the end, you'll sleep well at night. You'll be able to run all your power all day long in the heat of the day, and you don't have to worry about things catching on fire. So anyway, well, I guess enough said about that. All right, so here's going to be my switch, made by Nightlight. Got it on Amazon. I bought it. It's already pre-wired, pre-configured here. So basically it's 2 switches. It's got a LED on the interior there. That's going to just light up. And so you got positive, negative, standard deal there. All right, we'll go ahead and show you guys how simple these are to use. I really like them. Just put the wire in there. If I can get it in there. Grab it, pull it, and that's it. It's perfect every time. So I'm going to go with these soldering wire joints. You guys can see. It's basically got a ring of solder inside of it, and it's got some heat shrink. Wires tied nice together. We'll go ahead and put that on it. Then we'll hit that with some fire here, and it ought to hold it really nice. So now we have our negatives branching off. This one will come from the power source. This one will go to the light. This one will go to the fan. And this end will continue on, will continue on to the switch as well. We'll go ahead and test out the light here. As you can see, it's brushed nickel, looks really nice. It just pops in. You just squeeze the little winglets on the side. You push it up and let go, and it just holds itself in place. These are the warm white. I think it was around 3000 Kelvin. I don't like the too bright blue color LEDs. It kind of hurts my eyes. So warm white's what I'm going with. So this right here is basically it's a phone charger, and it's also got a 12-volt car battery boost. It's not that powerful, but I think it could probably help start maybe like a motorcycle battery. Not really like a big van like this, but anyway, it comes with some pretty cool jumper cables. So what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and connect. I'm just going to temporarily wire the light to my wires here. This is going to be pretending like it's going to be my battery source, and you know, we'll see if we got power. If this works, then obviously that means I wired it all right. So let's go ahead and see what happens here after I wire it up. Well, these wires are pretty small. Yeah, connecting this to a 14 gauge, this is probably like a 20. Well, here we go. Grand finale. Let's see if we did this right. Should just come right on. Let's do it. Bam, there it is. That is such a nice color. It's just already illuminating this little area. That's going to be epic with the aluminum or the tin walls, and then that bright white shower floor pan. It's going to just illuminate the light back up. That is really cool. And yeah, this night light, I'm going to turn the camera around here in a second, but this looks really nice. I like the blue illumination that it has. So at night, and that's my thing, you know, I mean, you know, I got a couple adult beverages in me, I'm camping, whatever. I want to be able to see where the switches are, so I bought these nightlight switches. That way it's got this micro little LED in it, so I can sit here and actually so I'm not stumbling around in the dark and falling and hurting myself, you know. So that goes. But anyway, I'll be able to just find my way by looking at the little lights and touching them. So that is just really, really nice. All right, guys, we are getting some nice ceiling action going here. Everything's coming in. I really like that color. It just looks amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and make the circle right here. Cut the hole for the light. Obviously, we have this beam coming down the middle. It's not going to go there. So yeah, I'll probably put it here. The vent fan will be on this side, so I just don't want too much stuff right here on this side. It just might look a bit uneven. So anyway, let's go ahead and figure this out. Get us a hole cut right there. All right, there it is. Super nice custom fit. Got the hole cut. The winglets just pop out on the sides, and it's actually very firmly holds it. So now that's it. It just goes up, connect the wires. All right, well, I got the light in up there. It's got my little auxiliary power supply on it just to make sure everything works. You guys can see here, we got LEDs. Go ahead and hit the switch. Bam. Nice LED comes on. We got the light. It is looking great. Nice, perfect little fit. The shower ceiling is finally in. Looking good. I had to cut some of the wood, just it really had to be custom cut to fit. It's not exactly square, and the front, as the van goes more forward, it actually tapers down. It's a little bit smaller on width in the front than on the back. So it kind of, on this side, it's a little bit more narrow from front to back than on this side, but it's definitely squared now, and I really like it. So I'll go ahead and put some we'll go ahead and put some industrial adhesive on it, lock everything down, cinch it all nice and tight, and then we'll come back and silicone it all on the edges here. And then so basically, you know, the sheets of the tin is just going to fit up like this, basically all the way down from the shower pan all the way up like that, and it'll just fit here. And then over the tin, I'm going to go ahead and put, like, maybe not this wide, but it'll be like a nice over trimming that will kind of just make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe not even this, definitely not this wide or even this thick, but so anyway, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and take me a break. This definitely took a few hours to carefully measure it and get it all just custom fitted. So, but yeah, I'm more than pleased. The electric's in, the light's in, everything's looking good. I think I have two more. These will actually go on the back. Actually, I maybe can cut those now and just see if I can't glue those up. But that'll be my last two things I'll do today.